I'm afraid we scheduled yet again another informational session right after an incredibly inspirational session. Hopefully you guys can stay focused. I think with the breadth of talent and experts we have up here, we'll be able to keep the topic engaging and keep you guys focused on what, from my perspective, has been an incredibly big issue for in-house creative teams. And of course, that's project management, and that's going to be our focus. Although we will entertain other topics in the Q&A section. I have a list of questions that have been gleaned over the past few years from a lot of you as to issues that are, I wouldn't say near and dear, but important to you and your teams in terms of project management. I have a question. How many of you have project managers or traffic coordinators in your teams? Okay, so that's about 40%. So I'd ask everybody else who doesn't have that, do you think that your designers went to design school to be project managers? Because the bottom line is that somebody's doing project management. And if you don't have project managers on your team, most likely it's going to be falling onto your individual contributors, as they say in the corporate world. Oftentimes that's your production artists, your designers, your writers. There are models where that's valid, and you'll hear that up here today. It depends on the size of your team, type of work you're doing. As a matter of fact, one thing I would stress is there's no one-size-fits-all on project management, which is why we felt it was appropriate to have this as a panel discussion. I will say, though, that there has to be a balance, and it's important for you to really understand your business and the needs of project management in your team in order to determine what is the best fit for you in the way of making sure that the projects move through your group. Because if that's not handled, then everything else isn't going to work well. It's really the foundation of how our teams create work and how we keep people focused on what they're best at. And of course, if we do that, they do great work, they're happy, you have retention, it's all good. So I'm going to start by asking the panelists to very briefly introduce themselves, what kind of teams they may have managed in the past, what industries they've been in, and then we'll jump right into the questions. So, Rena, if we can start over with you.
Is it on? Ooh. Okay. So I am Rena DeLevy. I have worked in creative operations management and design for 26, almost 27 years. I've never had a formal project management channel in any of my companies. So to Andy's point, there's always been somebody doing the project management, and I've taught it, and I've set up those structures for clients. But in my own in-house experience, we've never actually had it.
Great. I'm Emily Cohen of Cohen Miller Consulting, and me and my partner help teams optimize their operational and organizational structures. And I have the team of two, but we consult with all our clients about project management, so I have a lot of experience. And I used to be a designer, so I know kerning. That's my joke.
Hi, everybody. Bob Calvano. I work at Merck and run a large in-house team. We're about 100 people right now. So we've got project management built in. But I've also worked in the entertainment industry and a few other industries where, you know, folks have worn many hats. So I've seen designers project manage, I've project managed. I've kind of been all over the place. The way we have it set up today it's fairly new for the team, so we're making an adjustment. It's actually, I think, really in line with some of the questions Andy has here. We're switching into project management, so everybody's learning how to let things go. People are learning how to take things on, and it's quite an interesting transition right now.
Andy?
My name is Andy Brenitz. I am, as some of you have heard before, the president of INSource, but I'm also the creative director at Arizona Public Service. I've worked at a few companies, KPMG, the National Football League, Gap, Banana Republic, and I've seen a lot of different models, and as Andy said, there's really no one perfect model. So I have a broad range of experiences, and I can maybe give some best tips depending on the size of your team. But right now, we have a small in-house team with one project manager, coordinator, who's only there a few days a week. So everybody on the team does have to act as a project manager to some degree, our designers and our video producers, because we use a lot of outside resources, and that means a lot of coordination between different parties. So that's what we're up to currently.
Hi, I'm Jackie Schafer. I am the general manager of Seller Consulting. Ahead of joining the consulting world, I was the lead in an in-house group that ranged between 30 and 80 people. Before that, I was on a small two-person team where we had no best practices, including the fact that all of our files were stored on disks that we shared. But in the 30 to 80-person team, we had a hybrid approach to project management. We didn't have dedicated project managers, but a lot of our work was production design, and those types of folks tend to have a little bit more A-type personality to them, and they were very good project managers. But where we came into challenges with that model was in our multimedia work and our Tier 1 work, and I'll share a little bit more about that as we go on.
Hi, everyone. I'm Glenn Arnowitz. I am Director of Creative Services at Pfizer. I'm a legacy Wyeth employee, and some of you may know that Pfizer acquired Wyeth about 3 years ago. At that time, I led a team of about 8 creatives, and we, as many in-house teams, we wore many hats, and we were project managers and designers and coordinators as well. After moving over to the Pfizer side, I'm part of a new department. I'm still managing a team of creatives, but the focus of our work is a little bit different. I've had experience with, again, we're all wearing many hats. We have a few project managers, but it's a combo platter. They're doing project management, they're doing some design work, they're doing art direction. When you have a small team of 8 to 10 people, it's a necessity. As far as project management applications go, we developed a system in-house about 12 years ago that served us well. We had our IT folks customize an app to meet our needs and provide us with an online requisition that is accessible by everyone in the organization globally. And that has served us well up until recently when it started to break down. The platform and the infrastructure was archaic and not working anymore. So we had to seek other solutions, and I spent the past year looking at alternate solutions like FileMaker Pro and Meta Communications and Workamajig, and I can talk at length about that in a little bit.
Well, yeah, we'll definitely cover that.